look at the predictable negative aspect of the programmed mind. The need to be manipulated for its behavior and to be in debt for its gratitude over to some twisted figurehead of better days ahead, again, is silly. The power of the many forcibly manufactured to run the cosmos to the ground and can take but the very self to stand in front and own its sovereignty and just say, not today. And this brings me to Day 210. Welcome to this video segment 183 out of 319. This is an audio-visual version of my novel, TheSovereignLight, named after my ministry. And this is a course in metaphysical spirituality. How do you do? My name is Reverend Maria Arvanitides. In case you didn't, and this is your first time to experience, you can look forward to, from the very beginning, and subscribe to the Patreon, Patreon, and the membership over there to my creator's name is small r, capital R, small m, capital A, and you can find it right from the very beginning of segment 1 video all the way to now, and it keeps on going. And for any samples, you can look to find it on YouTube channel Love's Creation Unlimited. Feel free to donate to my donor box, and any bookstore online, Indigo, Book Reads, and even Walmart, you can find this novel. And from here, pages 553 and 54 is the excerpts, and as I read along, I expand further to explain and give examples. For instance, I'm perhaps giving my age. Well, I'm 51, going on 52 now. And back to when I can remember 15, when I was like a meth head, jabberhead, I suppose. Reagan, I'm a Canadian, but back then Reagan was president of the USA, and he allowed or signed in a consent to get rid of any responsibility of malpractice or whatever the pharmaceutical companies as drugs they issue, like the vaccines that we know as today with the COVID, that they would not be held responsible if anything goes wrong. And I believe so, it was his wife named Nancy Reagan who was going on this campaign to just say no to drugs. Well, we can say no. We can say no to whatever it is that they want to jab us with. And these pharmaceutical companies, that we can stand up and say no, and at the same time respect those who've made the decision to make it their mission and go through these experimental drugs, that it's okay and we respect you. And that respect, we hope that you can understand, to respect us for just saying no, not today. And so as we continue on, today you can find again, like always, and if this is your first time, hello, to gravitate to your center. Feel the magnetism pull you in and welcome you home with every breath that you are able to surrender in perfect trust to just go deeper and ascend just a little bit more. And this you can attest to feel. With every breath, are you breathing from the surface level? And just trust enough to give yourself the space in timelessness with whatever else is going around you, when you can ground and center. And feel free to do so with the arches of your feet shoulder width apart, and you can be standing or sitting just as long as you keep your back straight. And you can do this. You can visualize one hand below your feet is where the gratitude begins from there. And feel it surging from within the floor or ground and up to where your ankles, from the left ankle, and from the left side first rather, to surge right up your knee, and where your pelvis and pelvic area, just maybe 2 inches below your belly button, and then to travel down again to the right, through the right side, from your pelvic area, that area, and all the way down to your knee, and from there to your ankle, and in between that soft spot where the sole of your foot is, about a hand down beneath that, and just circular like a spark plug, if you will, to just start this rotational circle. And breathe that gratitude in from the left side to the right, and with every breath in, feel it surging up the sole of your right foot, going all the way up your ankle to your knee, and all the way up 2 inches below your belly button, and with the breath out, right around, creating a circle, creating a platform of gratitude. And this is just one that we are sampling, and perhaps I can go into it another day to do a complete meditation of this, where we continue on from the feminine and the gratitude, from the earth, star, and just travel it at the same time that we begin from the heart, that we will sample now. I'm just explaining for another time to make this a longer meditation, to also have the sun star going around and meeting at the same place where your belly button might be, just 2 inches above, so we would be breathing in. And rather than using the root chakra as we did before, now we're using the heart chakra and going from the left palm of the hand, breathing in and all the way up to the throat and third eye and the crown, and then the 10th, the lahun that the Sumerians and Egyptian gods did have when they awakened, when you all can awaken and perhaps already have into enlightenment. The crown chakra opens up, and from there the lahun, the sun star, and then just see that going up the left arm and up from one side of the left of the lahun to the right, and then back down the third eye, and then, if you will, even the back and the throat, and all the way through your, as they say, your shoulder blade, and your arm, your shoulder all the way down, and then back around again through the heart. And we can do this. And so when they do meet, the circles as they go around and as we blow, we can do it to have the same speed as they go, and one above the belly button and the other one below, which is the root chakra, and just below it, a hand below the soles of your feet. And that's where gratitude begins. But for now, the other is ecstasy. And we combine these things, and what it does is it creates another meditation for yet another day. Are you excited? So am I. And let's continue on. So as we mentioned before, shoulder width apart, your feet, and just visualize them open up just a little bit at the arch, the soft spot for each foot, and open up enough to maybe grow some roots and have them expand like a tree and feel the grounding. If you wish, then anchor from the heart. Okay. And just breathe and surrender into this trust. Because strength is flexible and fluid, but it is born of trust and its own perfection. And evolution plus surrender equals grace. So surrender, believe, and know from this place, from within your heart, to manifest with grace the miracles in their synchronicity. And like always, you can opt to have your eyes closed, and I want to hear you participate. May this environment, this beautiful nature, picturesque environment, infuse right through the screen and through yours into your holographic field, and join me as you would right here and now with your presence, not asking for anything more that would pull you into somewhere else, but just be grateful. And won't you say these words out loud with me, or I can hear them echo from your voice? With gratitude, my path opens gracefully, and I can feel the love. With gratitude, my path opens gracefully, and I can feel the love. With gratitude, my path opens gracefully, and I can feel the love. Do you feel that oneness? Do you feel that compassion? Can you feel the ecstasy it brings? The feeling of being one with everything and your path. Can you see it open up gracefully? And can you feel this love? Look to the positive today, and with compassion, really see it in this way as well. Give back the positive meaning to the language of so many words the world has twisted to pity over in reference to compassion. Feel grateful in the same way as to think of no comparison to make the ego proud in its clumsy steps forward. And allow for the reverence of a refined ability to enjoy life that it grows within you through surrender. And allow the grace rather than the clumsy ego steps we take. They must be relinquished, in that it can be better than another's misfortune. So relinquish that meaning behind compassion and feel it for what it really is, through ecstasy ignited, that we may see another in this rapture of love. Again, with gratitude, can only be properly placed in something as simple. Can you hear it? As the birds singing, the finches, or a baby laughing after it has fallen in its first attempts to walk. Can you feel that inner nurturer as it takes the hand of that inner child that's screaming out for attention? Feel the relaxed in gratitude of another in the same way as it be itself for breathing deeply in the sweetness, as we would with primary water if we've ever been blessed to experience the taste of the sweetness that the earth does bring, rather than frack it for oil and mix it with oil. And what we're drinking now is the sediment of secondary water, and that is tainted and polluted as well. But before, people used to dig deep enough, and where there's water, you can find water in the Sahara Desert. And there's ways that the elders used to use, instead of fracking it for oil and contaminating all the water supplies. That water, if you've ever experienced the sweetness of it. So, today is about taking a moment to stop and smell the freshness all around. See the vibrant colors. Touch, and with all the senses, feel the gratitude and love. Feel grateful without having to feel pity. And then the appreciation that comes with it in praise will bring to the self that sees through with love. Focus on the positive. Hear the flock of geese flying over a deep blue sky. Instead of the clamoring of the construction of hammers on metal, on stone, like a bedrock, and the digging into and constructions and all the other things, the buses and all the other man-made, have them integrate in harmony and in this flow. instead of the orange piece of metal that patrols the many with an overbearing mechanism and that rapes the earth to run its energy with a loud propelling sound. Feel not the loud machinery on the ground that vibrate to numb the life force from within its center, and that creates a boredom for everybody. So when you start to feel bored, you know you've become desensitized. And it's time to do that work, that inner work, to once again feel the sensation. Rather, breathe deeply and focus on the calm rays of the sun and how the air softly blows to remind the earth connection with the self has not left its center. This is your magnetism. Take ownership of it. Do not give it away and feel the pity as a victim. With gratitude, my path opens gracefully, and I can feel the love. Feel the love expand out through your arms like golden wings. And as you breathe in from the soles of your feet, that torque, that sovereign light, that white light all the way up. And let it blend in into a nice rose color. And all the gold coming from your heart like wings. Be grateful that in the midst of what appears to be an awful mess, that the self can hold itself together to retreat in a place of peace. First thing, it doesn't matter. You might be doing a night shift. You might be an afternoon person. You might be waking up at noon. It could be first thing in the morning. And whenever it is that you start that day, whatever it is, this ruckus that starts before even returning to the body from a dream, might be a great example of such displacement to practice. So if you start to hear something and it startles you, it could be an audible beyond the audible sense of sound, like woofers or amplified speakers or some drilling or whatever it is, beyond the audible cognition, and it hits you right in the heart first, and it starts, or maybe the head, wherever it might be. Just use your hands, use your healing connection of these hands that actually connect to the heart. And when you can find why when this prayer, when you put your hands together, that you can even breathe better or even extend them out, it's because they're connected to your heart. So use your hands and place it on your heart. And feel that energy, that warm heat sensation from the inside of your palms. And breathe and comfortably nurture and soothe that vibrating agitation right out. And just know you're safe. Then slowly get up, feel the connection to its peace with love, feel gratitude and praise for those who are in such abyss. Then at the end of today, feel the message, and in their decision for pain that they cause, send love to perhaps find the way in and to dispel them from such toxic duties of displacement that devise from ego origin and require to perform with. Be grateful in the hopeful situation that the self can but imagine to get things done, and with no harm to any it can thrive. So the purpose for today is to feel the wealth in one's own health. Not deprive or compromise your health for the duty of your wealth. Do it for the beauty. And allow your health to come first, and then the wealth. Feel the wealth in one's own health, and be grateful for the rattle, that it has its place to compensate and serve amongst the many. And just breathe that in. And as you slowly start to come around, if you haven't done so already, slowly start to blink your eyes open and come to the realization of your engagements and your obligations and all the other things that you have set out to do throughout this day. And one more time, let's repeat as many times as you can, or even think it. With gratitude, my path opens gracefully, and I can feel the love. Gratitude is a feeling, and grace, to walk a path with grace and be full of grace, is another state of being. So when you can feel the love, you're taken to another platform of frequency that you may vibrate out into your world and allow it to reflect all around you the same. So with the gratitude, you can visualize it, but as well, it's the feeling that brings it about. With gratitude, my path opens gracefully, and I can feel the love. With gratitude, my path opens gracefully, and I can feel the love. I enjoyed today's session so very much that you can spend this moment in a fluid state of timelessness for you, to make this about you and treat yourself before anything else. Treat yourself with these words and allow them to give meaning to your world. And until next time, stay tuned for more. With gratitude, my path opens gracefully, and I can feel the love